morning. We are continuing our look through the Psalms this morning. Over the past couple of weeks, we have looked at some Psalms, and in the next few weeks between now and Thanksgiving, we're going to look at a few more Psalms. The Psalms we're choosing, the Psalms we're looking at aren't really all themed along the same lines. They're just ones that I have found great meaning in my life. Ones that I found meaningful and useful. We've already looked at two Psalms in the past couple of weeks, Psalm 136 and 139, both of which are Psalms of David. And the Psalm that we're looking at this week isn't. It's an unknown Psalm written by an unknown author that we don't have a name for. And I think being the first day of November, the start of this sort of Thanksgiving into Christmas season, I thought today's Psalm would be a good one. Today we're going to be looking at Psalm 100, whereas Psalm 136 was all about God's unfailing love for us, that love that endures forever. And Psalm 139 was all about God knowing us in our innermost being, knowing every part of us. Psalm 100, I think, is a marriage of these two ideas. That because how much God knows us, because of how well he understands who we are, and he still loves us, even though he created us and he knows us, he still loves us. It calls on us, this psalm, to give thanks to God because of that. One of the most common things I see on my Facebook in November, a lot of the people that I'm friends with on Facebook do this thankfulness challenge thing, where every day in the month of November, starting on the first day of November and going all the way through the month, every day they post one thing that they're thankful for. Sometimes they forget for a few days and then they end up posting 3 or 4 in one day, but we're not going to judge them for that. And so I thought this would be a good way to start off this month. To look at Psalm 100, to understand that because God's love endures forever for us, that he loves you and he loves me so much, and his love for us endures forever, despite the fact that, as Psalm 139 told us, he understood us in our innermost being. He knows all of the secret places of our hearts. Yet he still loves us forever. We should give thanks to him for that. And that's what Psalm 100 teaches. We're going to go ahead and read it. It's short, 5 verses. Psalm 100, verse 1. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving, and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him, and praise his name. For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. Shout for joy to the Lord. Worship him with gladness. Enter his gates with thanksgiving. Why? Because his love endures forever. His faithfulness for countless generations. That's what this psalm is. Why should we do these things? Why should we worship God in this way? Because his love endures forever, and his faithfulness continues for generations. Some of the wording in this psalm, like I said, may look familiar, because this psalm seems to be a marriage of psalms that we've already looked at. Bits of this one and bits of that one come together to make this one. And like Psalm 136, what's the refrain that is repeated over and over again? His love endures forever. But here's why we need to worship God. This psalm isn't about his enduring love or about how he knows us in our innermost being. Those are attributes of God that we've talked about in the last 2 weeks. His enduring forever love and his full understanding of who we are. This psalm, Psalm 100, is our response to those two attributes of God. Because his love endures forever. Because he knows every bit of us. Good, bad, the ugly. He knows it. Because of those two things, we are called to shout for joy. To sing our thanks and to worship him. Because no matter what you or I have done, no matter our sin, His love endures forever, and his faithfulness towards us continues. Why does it continue? Because we're his. Because he is God. We are his. This psalm calls us, we are his people. The sheep of his pasture. We are his. He made us. Because he made us, he loves us so much. And that unbreakable love of God that endures forever is yours and mine. That no matter what we've done, no matter the sin we've had in our lives in the past, no matter what we did wrong, are doing wrong, or will do wrong, he loves us. And his faithfulness is for us. Why does he love us? Because he created us. Why does he understand who we are in our innermost being, like Psalm 139 told us? Because he's our creator. He made us. And because of that, we should give thanks to him. For he is good. His love endures forever, and his faithfulness continues despite our sin, despite our shame, despite the bad choices that you and I have made. So as you go through this week, as you go through this month, be sure to spend some time giving thanks to God. Because no matter what you've done or what you've been through, his love endures forever and his faithfulness continues. Have a great rest of the week.